Oh geez, oh my, there I go again. You don't score enough for me, no offense.
Previously on The Life. After getting drafted 17th overall by the Nashville Predators at the NHL entry draft, Mooselan Brucetenko proved he was the real deal by making it onto the opening night roster for Nashville, where he made his NHL debut on the first line for the Preds, scoring 2 goals against San Jose in his very first game, endearing himself to his coaches, teammates, and hockey fans worldwide. Following his successful debut, Mooselan received a call from his friend and fellow Brucetenko family associate, the Barkman, who invited Brucetenko to join him and their other associate V for a night out at Brucetenko's nightclub to celebrate Mooselan's great debut performance. After arriving at his club and meeting up with the boys, they wasted no time enjoying the nightclub, including having a few drinks in Brucetenko's VIP office. After enjoying the club, the boys took their antics to the streets of Nashville, where V accidentally got the attention of some police officers by joyriding in Mooselan's car. After a minor incident, Barkman went rogue, pulling an officer out of his car and proceeding to lay a vicious beat down on the officer, ending with a devastating backhand that sent the police officer into the shadow realm. Brucetenko, realizing he couldn't afford to risk his NHL career by being caught participating in these shenanigans, immediately fled the scene with the boys, engaging in a wild police chase that led to some pretty serious crashes. Eventually arriving at the airport, where Mooselan had his private jet ready, the boys made their great escape as they flew back to the motherland and out of danger. Needing to get back to North America ASAP to resume his NHL career, the Brucetenko family purchased and arranged for Mooselan to take a stealth submarine back to America in order to avoid detection from the media and police. After making his way inside the submarine and meeting his mechanic Pavel, Brucetenko began a week-long journey all the way back to America, eventually making it to the shores of Miami, where a private plane had been arranged to be waiting for Mooselan to take him back to Nashville. After taking the plane from Miami all the way back to Nashville, Brucetenko had to face the music, as he had unfortunately missed a game while he was away, which had his coach and teammates absolutely furious. Needing to earn trust and respect back from the fans, media, and his team, Brucetenko got serious, putting in some hardcore training at the local track and field, working on his speed, endurance, and explosiveness. Now back in game shape and ready to absolutely dominate, Mooselan got back into game action for the Nashville Predators, throwing down massive hits on his opponents, dropping the gloves to defend his teammates and assert his dominance, and of course, scoring big time goals to help carry his team to multiple victories. After about a month of putting his head down and only focusing on playing hockey at the highest level, Brucetenko put up unbelievable numbers for the Predators, helping the Nashville Predators on their way to sitting in second place in the Central Division after the first month of the season. Coach was extremely impressed with Brucetenko's play, as were his teammates, most notably Captain Roman Josi. Now with the media and his team off of his back and order restored, Brucetenko went back to business mode, as it was now time to purchase another business to continue his financial takeover of the city of Nashville. So he purchased a $2.2 million property in order to start up his own sports agency, Brucetenko Worldwide. After meeting with his new business partners and checking out the agency building and property, Brucetenko was feeling great about the future. Over the next 3 months, Brucetenko absolutely killed it both on and off the ice. Off the ice, he was a successful nightclub owner and had become a sought-after sports agent for numerous high-profile athletes, including every single one of his teammates on the Nashville Predators. And on the ice, he's having a historic rookie season, leading the NHL in numerous statistical categories, including points, goals scored, penalty minutes, and game-winning goals, helping to carry the Nashville Predators to the top of the NHL standings at the All-Star break, quickly becoming one of the faces of the league and one of the most talked about athletes in professional sports. Brucetenko received a call from Deputy Commissioner of the NHL, Bill Daly, to congratulate Mooselan on his hard work and to invite him to the All-Star weekend in Florida to represent the NHL. We now join Mooselan as he arrives in Florida for the All-Star weekend, ready to party on the beaches of Florida, as well as show off his skills at the skills comp and the All-Star game. It's time for All-Star weekend.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm a star, I know you hate that. Nothing you can say is gonna change that. Look, if I don't know you, but you know me, you should get a name tag. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you, man? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Yeah, I know you know me, but who the fuck are you? I was gone for a minute, but I came back. Might pay back, getting paid off a playback. Thinking back on the day when I made that. Thought I was the man, goddamn, I became that. I'm a star, I know you hate that. Nothing you can say is gonna change that. Look, if I don't know you, but you know me, you should get a name tag. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you, man? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Yeah, I know you know me, but who the fuck are you?
After arriving in Sunrise, Florida for the All-Star Weekend, Brucetenko starts his weekend off by heading down to the beach to enjoy the warm Florida sun. He then decides to take his four-wheeler for a ride along the beach shore, taking it off some jumps and absolutely sticking the landing. 10 out of 10. He then begins to make some friends with some of the local beachgoers, which results in Mooselan showing off his patented one-shot KO power to a fan of his, before he takes in some shade from his fan's canopy. He then makes his way over and rents a jet ski as he takes it out on the ocean water for some fun. He gets some huge air as he absolutely nails the jump, and then proceeds to avoid the support beams of the pier, dangling through it like he dangles all of the top defensemen in the NHL. After finishing up in the water, Brucetenko still has some daylight left, so he makes his way over to the local golf course to get in some critical time in on the fairways. Not just a one sport star, Brucetenko shows off his multifaceted skill set, hitting an absolute laser beam of a drive down the fairway, setting a new course record while doing so. On his next shot, he makes a solid approach, avoiding a tree and putting himself in a great position. Eat your heart out, Tiger Woods. Mooselan then shows off his short game, chipping the ball nicely onto the green for what should be an easy putt for the big man, which he absolutely nails as he scores a birdie to open his round. After finishing up his golfing experience, Brucetenko makes his way back to the beach where he scouts some local Florida talent, but that doesn't go so well for the Russian stud. So he makes some new friends instead and partakes in some recreational activities to boost the vibes. Feeling real nice after that, Brucetenko decides to make his way over to the Carnival to take in some of the attractions that they've got going on for All-Star Weekend, including this pretty sweet roller coaster ride. Somehow, Brucetenko is the only person in line, but that's not going to stop our big guy from having fun. Making his way to the top of the track, it's time for some good old roller coaster fun. Get them hands up, Mooselan. Show him how it's done. After that, Mooselan makes his way to the Ferris wheel to take in some of the sights and sounds of the city and the beach. Just an absolutely breathtaking view here from the top of the Ferris wheel. After getting off the Ferris wheel, Brucetenko makes his way into the Florida night to partake in some activities that cannot be shown on camera. But he'll be ready to go for tomorrow, as it's the skills competition. And to assert his dominance, Brucetenko is signed up for every single event. Arriving at the arena the next day, Brucetenko makes his way in, where he is greeted by cameramen and paparazzi, a fitting entrance for a true all-star. Alright, it's time for the skills competition. Buckle up, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2023 All-Star Weekend here in Sunrise, Florida. We are here live for the 2023 NHL Skills Competition, and we have got a good one for you tonight. The top stars of our game are out in full force, as the top players of each division are here. We have the Metro Division All-Stars, led by none other than Alex Ovechkin. The Atlantic Division All-Stars, led by hometown star Matthew Tkachuk. The Pacific Division All-Stars, led by none other than Connor McDavid. And of course, we've got the Central Division All-Stars, led by rookie sensation and trailblazer Mooselan Brucetenko. This is going to be a great night, everyone. We have 3 absolutely star-studded events for you tonight. Starting things off, we will have the fastest skater event, followed by the fan favorite hardest shot competition, and then finishing things off, we've got a new event for you guys, the Breakaway Challenge, which will be a shootout style tournament between all 4 divisions. And as everyone has been talking about, Mooselan Brucetenko will be competing in all 3 events tonight. We would expect nothing less from the enigmatic Russian star, so that is definitely something to watch here tonight, folks. Alright, let's get things going with our first event of the night, the Fastest Skater Challenge. Taking a look at the rules, 6 skaters will compete in the fastest skater challenge here tonight. Each skater will complete one entire lap around the arena. The 2 skaters with the fastest times after round 1 will move on to the final round, where they will go head to head. And in a new rule this year, skaters must skate their entire lap while stick handling the puck. Now let's go ahead and meet our 6 skaters who will be competing tonight. From the Carolina Hurricanes, you've got Andrei Svechnikov, who could be a bit of a dark horse candidate in this competition. From the Nashville Predators, we've got rookie stud Mooselan Brucetenko, and he has been quite the story this year, absolutely lighting the league up both on and off the ice. But will he have the speed to compete with some of the fastest skaters in the league? We will see. From the Detroit Red Wings, we've got Dylan Larkin, one of the favorites going into the event tonight. Of course, he's won the competition before, and he holds the current record for fastest lap with a time of 13.172 seconds. We've also got 2 Colorado Avalanche players competing tonight, as both Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar will be participating. So bragging rights will be on the line between those 2 teammates. And rounding out our skaters, last but certainly not least, we've got Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers, who is the betting favorite going into the event tonight. So those are going to be your 6 skaters competing tonight. So alright, let's not waste any more time. Let's head down to the ice for the fastest skater competition. So now here is our first skater in the competition, Svechnikov, as he lines up ready to get us started, and he is off here. Here goes Svechnikov around the first turn. He's making up good time here, straight line now that he's got to skate here. Makes that second turn around the net. Final stretch here for Svechnikov, and Svechnikov finishes with a time of 13.8. That is a good way to get things started here in the fastest skater competition. So Andrei Svechnikov ends with a time of 13.8 seconds. A really solid start to our event. We'll have to see though if that's going to hold up through the next 5 skaters. Next up is Mooselan Brucetenko. Not sure how he's going to fare in this event, but let's find out. So here is Mooselan Brucetenko now, and he is off. The big Russian stallion chugging around the first turn as he makes his way here in the center straight line. He's at 8 seconds now, 9 seconds as he makes his way around the net. Final stretch here for Brucetenko. And he's going to finish with a time of 14.633. That is not going to beat Andrei Svechnikov, but a good attempt there from the big man. So Mooselan finishes with a time of 14.633 seconds, putting him well behind Andrei Svechnikov. And while he's in second place for now, it's hard to imagine that time holding up, as we have some absolute speedsters coming up next, starting with Dylan Larkin. So Andrei Svechnikov's 13.8 is still the time to beat, as we have Dylan Larkin here now. And the Red Wing is off to the races here as he makes his first turn. A nice smooth maneuver around the net. He is looking really good here at 8 seconds as he makes his turn around the net. Final stretch for Larkin, and he finishes with a fantastic time of 13.05 as Dylan Larkin has broken his own record here at the fastest skater competition. Wow! Just an absolutely amazing time there from Dylan Larkin as he breaks his own record and jumps into first place, bumping Svechnikov down to second, while Mooselan Brucetenko will be officially eliminated from final round contention as he falls to third, but respect to the big man for entering this competition and giving it a go. That's confidence right there. Next up, our first of 2 Avalanche players in this competition, as we've got Nathan MacKinnon. So now here is the Avalanche captain, Nathan MacKinnon, as he gets going here to start his lap. Heading around the first turn, nice and smooth there from Nathan MacKinnon. Making a straight line here, he's making up good time around the second turn. Final stretch for MacKinnon, and he finishes with 13.03. That is going to defeat Dylan Larkin's time and set a new record here in the fastest skater competition. So Nathan MacKinnon, right after Larkin breaks his own record, sets a new record as he jumps into first place after that amazing performance. And that is going to push everyone down by 1 spot and will officially eliminate Andrei Svechnikov. Dylan Larkin is now in our bubble spot in second place as MacKinnon just barely beats his time. Up next is our only defenseman in the competition, Cale Makar. So here is Cale Makar ready to go. He gets started here. Cale Makar around the first turn. Ooh, that is smooth as silk there by Cale Makar. He is making up great time. 8 seconds as he turns around the second corner. Smooth turn once again. And Cale Makar sets another record as he has a time of 12.833. Wow, what an unbelievable event so far as we are just seeing the record get broken on consecutive attempts. Amazing. So Cale Makar continues our unbelievable run of record breaking as he jumps into first place as the first ever player to skate a lap under 13 seconds here in the fastest skater competition. Just wild stuff here, folks. But could we be in store for even more as we still have one more skater left, and he is no slouch as it is none other than Connor McDavid. So here is Connor McDavid to round out our fastest skater round one. And the Edmonton Oiler is off. He makes his way around the first turn. Looking pretty good here as he's at 6 seconds. 8 seconds now as he heads towards the second turn. Final stretch for Connor McDavid. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, and he comes so close. He finishes with a time of 13.133. That is a fantastic time from Connor McDavid, but that is not going to get him in the top 2. So Connor McDavid puts up a great time, but in this fastest skater comp for the ages, it's only good enough for 4th place. So our finale is now set. It will be the 2 Colorado Avalanche players going head to head as Cale Makar will go up against his teammate and captain, Nathan MacKinnon. Alright, let's head down to the ice to crown our fastest skater champion. So here is Nathan MacKinnon ready to get his final lap going here. And here he goes, starting off our final. Here is Nathan MacKinnon making his way around the first turn. And this is where he's going to have to turn on the jets here on this long stretch of ice. Makes his way around the turn. He's at 10 seconds. He's looking good so far. And Nathan MacKinnon finishes with a time of 12.966. That is a fantastic run here to get us started in the finals. That is definitely going to be tough for Cale Makar to beat. So here is Cale Makar, and as you can see there in the top left, the time to beat is 12.966. And here goes Cale Makar. This is going to be a tough one to beat, but he makes a beautiful turn around the first net. He's at 7 seconds here, 8 seconds as he turns around the net. Can Cale Makar take the title? And he will, with a time of 12.716, as he once again sets a new record here in the fastest skater competition and will take home the title of fastest skater. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Cale Makar is your fastest skater champion here at the 2023 skills competition in Florida. What a fantastic event, as we saw the record going into tonight broken multiple times. Just an absolutely fantastic performance by all of our competitors. But alright, it is now time to move on to our second event of the night, and this is one that I've been looking forward to all week as we have the hardest shot competition. In this event, 6 shooters will compete, and each shooter will get 2 attempts. The hardest shot out of those 2 attempts will count as that player's score, and after round 1, the 2 players with the hardest shot will move on to a head-to-head final. And with that, let's check out the 6 players who will be competing in this event tonight. From the Tampa Bay Lightning, we have the sharpshooter and captain, Steven Stamkos. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, we've got former 60-goal scorer Austin Matthews. The young Swedish superstar Elias Pettersson will also be competing, representing the Vancouver Canucks. And our only defenseman in this competition tonight, from the Buffalo Sabres, we've got Rasmus Dahlin. And our final 2 contestants, and our 2 betting favorites for this event tonight, we've got a couple of Russian superstars. First, we've got from the Washington Capitals, the one, the only, Alexander Ovechkin. And the other, the rookie, the player agent, the all-around superstar, from the Nashville Predators, Mooselan Brucetenko. And I gotta say, like many people I'm sure, I can't wait to see Mooselan compete in this event. He has an absolute bomb of a slap shot. Alright, let's head down to the ice where our first shooter is ready. Steven Stamkos, you're up. So here is Steven Stamkos ready to get us started here in the hardest shot competition. This will be attempt number 1. And he gets things started here with a pretty solid score of 97.2 miles per hour. Very respectable number for shot number 1. So here's Stamkos now for attempt number 2. Let's see what he's got in store for us here. And he will improve his score from attempt number 1 as Steven Stamkos gets his second attempt off at a score of 99.2 miles per hour. So Steven Stamkos gets us started with a really solid number there as he sets the bar with 99.2 miles per hour. So we'll have to see if that's going to be good enough to get him into the final round. Up next, we've got Austin Matthews. So now here is the young Toronto Maple Leafs superstar Austin Matthews getting ready for attempt number 1. Here he goes. He'll end up with a 96.4 mile per hour shot here in attempt number 1, so not bad to get us started, but that is not going to beat Steven Stamkos' score. So it's going to come down to attempt number 2 for Austin Matthews. So here is Austin Matthews getting ready for attempt number 2. Here he goes. And And Austin Matthews with a great shot there in attempt number 2, as he will get a 99.9 mile per hour shot off, and that is going to be good enough to leapfrog Steven Stamkos' score of 99.2. So Austin Matthews just beats out Steven Stamkos by 0.7 as he sits just under the 100 mile per hour with a score of 99.9. So we have yet to see someone crack 100 miles per hour through our first 2 shooters. So let's see if our next guy can do it, as we have Elias Pettersson up next. And he certainly has a good enough shot to do it. So now here is the young Swedish superstar of the Vancouver Canucks, Elias Pettersson. Here he goes for attempt number 1. And what an unbelievable shot from Elias Pettersson, as he is our first contestant to go over 100 miles per hour, as he will get a score of 101.2 miles per hour. So that is a great way to get things started for Pettersson. Let's see what he's got here for attempt number 2. And he gets an even better shot off here in attempt number 2, as Elias Pettersson will finish with a score of 102.1 miles per hour, as he will jump into first place now here in the hardest shot competition. So Elias Pettersson gets well over 100 miles per hour, as he now sits at the top of our leaderboard with a fantastic score of 102.1. That is certainly going to be a tough one to beat, but of course, you just have to get top 2 in this event, and that score of 99.9 miles per hour from Austin Matthews is certainly beatable. Let's see if our next shooter, Rasmus Dahlin, has what it takes to do just that. So here is Rasmus Dahlin getting ready for attempt number 1. Here he goes. Let's see what he's got. And he will get a 96.2 mile per hour shot off here in his first attempt, but that is not going to be good enough to get into the top 2 positions here in the competition. So it is going to come down to his second shot here for Rasmus Dahlin. So here is Rasmus Dahlin here getting ready for attempt number 2. He's going to have to beat 99.9 by Austin Matthews. And he's just going to come up short, as he gets a 98.5 mile per hour shot off. So that is not going to get it done for the young Buffalo Sabres defenseman. So Dahlin isn't able to crack the top 2, as he sits in 4th place after his attempts. But now the moment we have been waiting for, the 2 Russians and the 2 favorites in this event are up next, starting with Alexander Ovechkin. So here is Ovi for attempt number 1. He's going to need 99.9 miles per hour to pass Austin Matthews. And he will get 99.1 miles per hour there on his first attempt. So really close to Austin Matthews' 99.9, but that is just going to be under. So let's see what Ovechkin has in store here in attempt number 2. So here he is ready for attempt number 2. Let's see what Ovechkin's got in store. Can he take second place here? And he does, as Ovechkin gets a shot off at 102.5 miles per hour. And that is going to be good enough to pass Elias Pettersson and take first place. So Ovi gets it done, as he hits a score of 102.5 miles per hour, putting him in first place, just beating out Elias Pettersson. So now all the pressure falls on the young rookie sensation, as Mooselan Brucetenko will need to beat out Elias Pettersson's score of 102.1 miles per hour to make the final and set up a clash of the Russians. He has been defying the odds all season long, so let's see if he has some magic in store for us here in the hardest shot competition. So here he is, our final shooter here in round number 1. Here goes Mooselan Brucetenko, and he misses the net. Unbelievable from Brucetenko. He misses the net, and unfortunately, because he missed, he is not going to register a score here in his first attempt. So after missing the net in attempt number 1, let's see what he's got in store here on attempt number 2. And he beats the goalie, scores top shelf, and has an unbelievable score of 105.3 miles per hour. What an absolute rocket from Mooselan Brucetenko. What a round 1 performance, as Mooselan ends up missing his first shot to not register a score, but did he ever come through on his second attempt, as he puts up a blistering score of 105.3 miles per hour. As he takes first place here in round number 1, setting up an exciting final between 2 Russian superstars, one a future Hall of Famer in Ovechkin, and another in a rising star in Mooselan Brucetenko. Alright, let's head back down to the ice to see what happens here in the final round of our hardest shot competition. So here we are, Alexander Ovechkin getting ready to get us started here in the final round. Let's see what he does. And that is a great score here in the final round, as Alex Ovechkin with his 1 attempt will finish with a score of 102.1 miles per hour. And that will definitely put the pressure on Mooselan Brucetenko. So now here is Mooselan Brucetenko. He's going to have to beat 102.1. Let's see what he's got. And another absolute Russian missile from Mooselan Brucetenko, as he will take the hardest slap shot competition here with a score of 104.5 miles per hour. Man, these two Russian superstars did not disappoint here in the final round. So Mooselan Brucetenko takes the crown this year, as he is the winner of the hardest shot competition. Smart money was on the big man, as he has been displaying his strength all year up to this point. Congratulations to Brucetenko, as he is our very first rookie ever to win the title of hardest shot in NHL history. Now moving on to our third and final event here at the NHL All-Star Skills Competition, we have the Breakaway Challenge, which again will be a tournament-style shootout competition between the 4 divisions. So as mentioned, all 4 divisions will compete. There will be 2 semifinals, one Eastern Conference semi with the Metro Division going up against the Atlantic Division, and one Western Conference semifinal, where the Central Division will go up against the Pacific Division. The winner of each semifinal will move on to the final round to face each other. And the rules for this event will be the exact same as the NHL Shootout rules, with 5 rounds of shooters. Alright, let's head down to the ice for our first semifinal shootout, as Mooselan Brucetenko and the Central Division will go up against Connor McDavid and the Pacific Division. So here we are now in the Breakaway Challenge. It'll be the Central Division versus the Pacific Division, and it's going to be Leon Draisaitl getting things started off, as here he comes down on the breakaway, through the legs on the backhand, and he's stopped there by Connor Hellebuyck. A nice save there. And so now our first shooter for the Central Division, it's going to be Nathan MacKinnon. Let's see what he's got. And an unbelievable set of hands from MacKinnon as he buries on the backhand. What a great goal there by Nathan MacKinnon. Let's take a second look. Look at the hands. Just a beautiful job. What a goal. So the Central Division see themselves up 1-0 after the first round of shooters, but here's Connor McDavid for the Pacific Division, bearing down, but he gets poke checked by Connor Hellebuyck. Great job by Hellebuyck to stop McDavid. So now up for the Central Division, here is Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov. Let's see what he's got. He goes to the forehand, but he is stopped there by Thompson as he denies Kaprizov on the forehand try. So now here goes Troy Terry. Let's see if he can get them on the board. But he can, as he is stopped on the forehand by Connor Hellebuyck. A great save there. And now here he is, Mooselan Brucetenko. Let's see what he's got in store. He goes far to the left, and he tries a one-hand tuck deke, but he is stopped there. That is a fancy attempt from Brucetenko, super confident there. Here's Timo Meier for the Pacific Division, still down by 1 and needing a goal. He goes to the backhand, but he's stopped by Connor Hellebuyck, who has been lights out here in the Breakaway Challenge. So now here's Cale Makar. He can end things here. And he goes for the one-handed tuck deke on the forehand side, but he gets stopped. Now here's Elias Pettersson for the Pacific Division. He has the score here to keep things going. And he does! What a move by Elias Pettersson as he goes to the backhand on the one-hand touch deke. Unbelievable. Mooselan Brucetenko got a trend started here in the shootout competition, as that is the 3rd attempt of that move, and Pettersson finally buries it this time. So here's Rantanen. He can win it here for the Central Division, and he does as he scores on the backhand, and the Central Division will take the victory here over the Pacific Division in the semifinal number 1 of the Breakaway Challenge. So the Central Division takes semifinal matchup number 1 by a score of 2-1, as they will now move on to the finals, while the Pacific Division is eliminated from this competition. So now let's get to our other semifinal matchup, as Alexander Ovechkin and the Metro Division will be going up against David Pastrnak and the Atlantic Division. So here we are now in semifinal number 2. We've got the Metro Division up against the Atlantic Division. Who's going to take the win here to face the Central? Here comes Jack Hughes, our first shooter. And he scores! It looked like for a second that Linus Ullmark might have got the stop, but he's unable to stop it, and Jack Hughes scores as we see the replay here. He finishes on the forehand. A great goal from Jack Hughes to get us started here in semifinal number 2. Now shooting first for the Atlantic Division, it's going to be the Tampa Bay Lightning superstar Nikita Kucherov. Here he goes, and he goes for the forehand shot, but he is stopped by Igor Shesterkin. So now shooting for the Metropolitan Division, it is going to be Alex Ovechkin. Here he goes, let's see what he's got. And he also goes for a forehand shot, but he is stopped by Linus Ullmark. So now shooting for the Atlantic Division, it is the Toronto Maple Leaf star Austin Matthews. He goes to the right, and he will also try to shoot on the forehand, but he is also stopped by Igor Shesterkin. Now for the Metro, it's Sid the Kid. Here comes Sidney Crosby. Backhand, forehand, but a great save there by Linus Ullmark. So now shooting for the Atlantic Division is David Pastrnak. He'll look to tie things up here in the breakaway challenge. But he is unable to score as Igor Shesterkin makes the great save on the 5-hole attempt. Here is Johnny Gaudreau for the Metropolitan Division. Let's see what he's got here. He can give them a huge lead, and he does! As the puck slides through the 5-hole of Linus Ullmark. As we watch the replay here, Johnny Gaudreau goes to the backhand, and the puck somehow finds a way to the back of the net. That is a huge goal here for the Metro Division. As now it'll be Tage Thompson. It all comes down to him. He has to score to keep things going, and he can't. As he goes for the forehand shot on the blocker side, Igor Shesterkin makes the save as the Metropolitan Division will take down the Atlantic Division here in semifinal number 2 and move on to the final round. So the Metro Division shuts out the Atlantic Division 2-0 as they will now move on to face the Central Division in our Breakaway Challenge final. Who will take the victory? Let's find out. So here we are in the final round of the Breakaway Challenge. It is going to be the Metro Division versus the Central Division, and Jack Hughes is going to get us started here in the final round for the Metro. Here he comes, and he finishes on the forehand. Jack Hughes is money here in the Breakaway Challenge, as he is going to score on both of his attempts here. What a great way to get it started here in the final. What a goal by Jack Hughes. So now let's see if Nathan MacKinnon can answer that opening goal from Jack Hughes. He takes it far left, onto the forehand, off the post, but it doesn't go in as Nathan MacKinnon is unable to score as it somehow stays out. Now Alexander Ovechkin has an opportunity to give the Metro a huge lead, but he's stopped on the backhand attempt by Connor Hellebuyck. So now here's Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov. An opportunity to tie things up here in round number 2, but he is also stopped on the backhand as Igor Shesterkin shuts it down. So now here is Sidney Crosby for the Metro Division. Does his patented leg kick, and he tries to finish on the forehand, but he is shut down by Connor Hellebuyck. A great shoulder save there. And now here's Mooselan Brucetenko for the Central Division. Can he tie things up? And he does! What a great set of hands from the young rookie Russian. What a goal there by Brucetenko. Ice in his veins to tie things up in the Breakaway Challenge. What an absolute stud. So now here is Johnny Gaudreau for the Metro. Things tied up now after the Brucetenko goal. Can Gaudreau score? And he does! What a shot on the forehand by Gaudreau. No doubt about it there on that finish. What a great release, as you can see the close quarters paying off for Johnny Gaudreau. What a finish from the Columbus Blue Jacket All-Star. So now here is Cale Makar for the Central Division. They're down 2-1. Can Makar tie it up? But he can't, as he is stopped on the backhand. Igor Shesterkin with a great save. So now it's Artemi Panarin for the Metro Division. He can end things here with a goal, but he gets stopped there by Connor Hellebuyck, who will extend this Breakaway Challenge. So now it all comes down to Mikko Rantanen. He must score to keep things going for the Central, and he can't. What a save by Igor Shesterkin, as Mikko Rantanen got a nice toe drag shot off there, but Igor Shesterkin shuts him down with the glove save, as the Metropolitan Division will take the Breakaway Challenge final as they defeat the Central Division 2-1. And the Metropolitan Division are our Breakaway Challenge champions, as Mooselan Brucetenko was the only player able to score on them in either round, so a dominant performance in net from Igor Shesterkin as he helps the Metro Division win the Breakaway Challenge. Well, that is going to do it here for the skills competition portion of the NHL All-Star Weekend. We hope you enjoyed the events today. Cale Makar takes home the fastest skater title, Brucetenko dominates the hardest shot competition, and the Metropolitan Division wins the Breakaway Challenge. For all of us here at NHL All-Star Weekend, we hope to see you tomorrow for the All-Star Game. Thank you, and good night. Following the skills competition, Mooselan had to go out on the town to both celebrate his hardest shot victory as well as blow off some steam from finishing in last in the fastest skater event. So he made his way to the hottest club in Sunrise, Florida to show the good people of Florida how Brucetenko gets down on All-Star Weekend. Yo, my man got so blissed, he woke up in some horse stables. I don't know what's going on with that. Welcome to the 2023 All-Star Game, ladies and gentlemen. We have some great action for you today as the best of the best will be going head-to-head. But we do have some unfortunate news to share with you guys very quickly. Mooselan Brucetenko has apparently not arrived yet, so we are unsure if he will be participating in today's All-Star Game. Very unfortunate, as he is one of the fastest growing stars in our league. Yeah, after last night, Brucetenko didn't want to waste his time participating in a meaningless all-star game. My man needs to recover from getting so wasted that he woke up outside in a horse's stable. So he made his way back to the beach to enjoy some fresh air, hang out with some fine Florida ladies, drink some ice-cold brewskis, and take a huge dive off of the pier to enjoy some of that nice cold ocean water. I mean, this is so much better than playing in that dumb all-star game that the NHL literally put zero effort into and the players just coast around. You can't even fight in the All-Star Game, so what's the point for my man Brucetenko? I mean, just take a look at that beautiful view. This is the life. However, the weekend is almost over now, and Mooselan has to make his way back to the airport in order to get back to Nashville, where the games going forward will be extremely meaningful. There's just over 2 months left in the regular season, and the Nashville Predators are looking like they're a lock to be a playoff team this year. Mooselan is also the leading scorer in the league at the All-Star break, and looks like he has a chance to be the league MVP here in his rookie season. And with 44 goals in 49 games so far, he has a real shot at breaking Teemu Selanne's rookie record of 76 goals in a season. With the playoffs in sight and multiple rookie records within striking distance, the next 2 months are going to be filled with plenty of intrigue. Can Mooselan carry the Predators to the playoffs and shatter multiple records? Only time will tell.